Very many thanks for being there. Welcome to the Spring Trend segment where we get to bring you stories as we see them on our social media handles, trending stories, viral videos, and background stories as regards why they are trending and why they are being viral on a social media space, and reactions, comments by social media users as we also get to weigh in our opinion as regards the stories as we see them online. My name is Olufemi Alagben. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the segment again today. I've got Femi Ojo right here in the studio. We'll be talking and conversing together as regards the stories. Good morning, Femi.
It's a good morning, but then everything around.
Exactly. You know, it's really a very saddening moment, especially in Oyo State, Ogbomosho access, or local government precisely, as regards to the the abduction of the school principal, teachers, and unidentified or unspecified number of students by this terrorist groups. And a lot of stories and issues have been flying around as regards that, talking about there was a video that came out to bring into you shortly at the esteemed viewers as regards the principal calling on the federal government, the state government with phones. Why and how can't they track those people down to save these lives? Just imagine the level of incompetence and how they don't value us, with an emoji of shyness and a broken heart there. We have Olawale on X also saying, I hate that it has come to this insecurity that we are allowing to fester just because it hasn't affected us as individuals, yet is going to be our greatest undoing. The whole country should be on a standstill. Enough of this not my business attitude until it's our turn. That's another angle to that, talking about some people who feel that it's not close to them and that's why they are not taking it serious. Liberal Mr. Koto on X saying these people have now turned to blackmail of the public by displaying the victims and making them give statements. The government should stop ransom payment and get to work. Show criminals they can ever be above. They can't ever be, I think that's what I was trying to say, above the state. And a lot of wading in, some people, just as you have seen in the comments, saying that some people are just saying it's none of their business because it hasn't gotten to them, and different reactions and opinions. However, Femi, just quickly, I know you've added your opinion regarding that, but just for emphasis sake, I mean, getting to see the principal in that state of helplessness. And with the report that came out with that video yesterday of that beheaded teacher in our CLA secondary school there, a very terrible one. Quickly, your reaction.
That is getting me my feelings this morning, because since I saw the thing 3 days ago, and now with the video of that principal, that could be somebody's grandma. Actually, because she's an adult, right? And somebody's wife, somebody's mother, actually. And that's the situation for other teachers that are in that place, people's children that are there. And, it's just a shame, actually. Now, if somebody picks up phone, tweets something against the wife of a governor or a sitting senator, before noon, you could be picked up, right? So how come these guys, these killers, are not picked up in that way? I know, they are not just civilians, but the point is everybody should see them as killers. It doesn't matter if they speak your language or recite something from your holy book. They are not for you. They are killers. A killer is a killer, and there is no reason for a killer to kill. It's because he or she, especially in this case, they are killers, the enemies of humanity. That's it. And it got more worse when that video came out of that man that was beheaded, butchered, slaughtered. Not that it was even shot, that he had died before the thing happened. It was alive.
The agony of slaughter is actually a lot.
And everywhere is still peaceful. I can't. It's just a shame. And people are politicians are protesting about losing seats, losing party tickets.
Return tickets and all that.
They have cheated me. That's all that matters. You could see them all smiles. Governors are moving to their retirement home. That's Senate. All right? and some senators want to be governor. That's, you see, so that's what matters. The ones that didn't get the ticket are crying all over the place like a baby, and it's just like Governor Makinde. Deal with your problems. Couple of statements from Abuja, that's all. So you are left, especially Governor Makinde is the leader, right?
Yeah.
But the real pain is with the parents, it's with the children, it's with the spouses. It's a good money, but whatever is happening in Nigeria, just like I said earlier, this is one thing I know. This is not how to run a country
at all.
No.
At all. Actually, it's a very terrible one. That, you know, it's the way we in Nigeria here, when we see things that are not working right, we just shout for a few days, and after that we go silent.
Everybody moves
because
on.
We are numb. Like
So
it's becoming a numbance kind of a thing, and it's really terrible. And I hope that we get to have a breath of fresh air. We have to get to have a cease from all these atrocities and terrible happenings that we are seeing in our country. However, moving away from there, let's go to the story talking about politics from former President Goodluck Jonathan, that has obtained his form to contest for the 2027 presidency under the platform of the People's Democratic Party. As you can see here, there's a breaking news coming from Mal Imran Uwek on X, saying former President Goodluck Jonathan has officially picked the People's Democratic Party PDP nomination form to contest for the presidency in the 2027 general elections. And a lot of reactions have been trailing in that, coming from, you know, users online, particularly our focus on X this morning. Shugzi saying Jack contesting will negatively affect Obi more than Sheyi contesting affects Tinubu. I wonder if this is a gambit to force INEC to recognize the Turaki faction, as at today their names are not on INEC websites. And moving away, we see more comments here coming from Ayu Wakili at Ayu Wakili on X, saying it was the way PDP failed Nigerians that made APC look like saviors. People voted in Buhari en masse. Now here we are. Bandits better finish what's left of the country than for bad luck on the PDP to come back. He failed woefully. Let him get lost. When Nigeria was easy to manage, this coward couldn't do anything. It is now there's fire on the mountain. He wants to rule. You people should help me tell him he is a failure, and he'll fail again. That's that about that, coming from Ayu Wakili, still up talking here on President Jonathan. Former President Jonathan, rather. Ken Hush on X says Jag wants to water down his legacy. Why didn't you contest 2023? This movement is nothing but to split Obi's vote. Your story go turn to city boys if time is not taken. And that's that on that, coming from, all right, we have this one more comment here coming through from Amidas and X, saying if you don't see what's going on here, let me tell you, Jonathan is only in the race to divide votes across the South and a few states in the North. And that's some of the comments we'll be able to pick us regarding that. However, Femi, we've been talking about Jonathan running again for presidency in 2027, and you've heard different opinions. Some saying it is a strategy to divide votes for Obi and all that, and some people are saying that there was a long comment here that says it's a failure and he has nothing to do. When Nigeria was manageable, he lost, and now that a lot of issues are compiling in the country, he's coming again. Definitely, he's still going to lose. Your reaction quickly as we go.
Well,
to the next.
for that person who commented, that's his opinion. Actually, he's free, in as much you are not contravening the law. All right, good luck to him. Just like the name of the man in question, and good luck to Goodluck as well on these quests. You know, just like I said yesterday on this same program, you get two persons where they know the advice.
Yeah,
people that are in love, they know they advise them. Okay, they know they hear. And somebody that has a political ambition is very rare. Okay, so let him try his luck. After all, it's good luck. All right, and so if he's capable or not, but the intention, if he really wants to win, or is a strategy, or is being used by some interest to divide some votes somewhere, time shall tell. All right, so 2027 is almost here. But I don't see him going all the way, actually, personally, because it will be against the run of play. Okay, so what's the thing? Do you really want to win? So you want to, you are a southerner. There is a southern person there, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's
not about the constitution. Yeah, it's just an arrangement, a convention. Okay, the
written arrangement thing.
Yeah. Right. So that's. But I wish him all the best. He has been advised. The last event it was the cleric. I had to call him out and say, please, do not. Whatever you are able to sketch out with in 2015, hold it tight, because the terrain, it's quite different from when you left. But if he feels he's capable, why not? He has the experience. He's the most experienced, actually. He has a 6 years experience of being a president.
Exactly.
That should count for him. If he has the steel, if he has the following, if he has the clout, if he has the will to go all the way, Bismillah.
Well, although some people will go and be digging back at the video of Patience where she was during the time that
that's what I'm saying. If he has the grit, because now that everywhere seems scams about him, you will see tweets from 2014, 15.
They'll start digging things out.
Chibok, this, that one, whatever has happened under him, and it will be you'll be called to question.
Exactly.
Is he ready?
Exactly. All right, let's move away from there. We're still talking politics. You know, APC, as I said yesterday, has been trending all over the weekend, and issues regarding primaries are still ongoing. But this time around, we go to the North Central Kogi State, where we see Yahaya Bello surfacing, former Kogi governor, coming from Instablog Niger on X, saying former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello disqualified from APC senatorial primaries over failure to appear before screening panel. Before we take comments, Femi, wait. As you see this, Yahaya Bello decides not to appear before screening panel. How do you feel about that? And does it show him being serious, wanting to actually run for, get the ticket, or is just a feeling of maybe he believes he's a strong APC chieftain, and without appearing, definitely maybe there are some persons who have the immunity or the constant thing is just there for them to get it. Because when I saw it, I was like, if you are really serious about this, why will you not appear before the screening panel? Or they are just too small for you to, appear before them? I was really surprised. I would like to hear your opinion regarding that.
You already know my view about this is not changing. For Yahaya, I'm a realist, actually. Should somebody like Yahaya Bello with his baggage even near anything called public office? But this is Nigeria. You remember that song from First the Bad Guy? Anything can happen, all right? So the guy deciding not to attend, if that is true, is because he knows his onions. Who are they? Who are the screening guys? All right. It's just like that. Who are they? And by the way, the latest is that guy has gotten the ticket. Okay, so it doesn't matter if he appears or not. When George Orwell wrote Animals Farm or Animal Farm, and some animals are
more equal than the other.
That's just, in fact, his own animal is in a class of his own. When the FCC came for him like 2 years ago, it was extracted. I don't know if it was Extraction the movie. It was extracted by his successor, his boy, Governor Ododo. It was extracted from his own home and whisked away, and it took months, almost a year, before he decided
to show up
with the even when it was declared wanted by the FCC, although that was just some theater somewhere. Decided, in fact, the day he was going to go, Governor Ododo followed him there. So for the guy not to now appear, the white lion, not to appear, although the white lion was hiding at some point, feeding sake, as they say.
But some people will say Yoruba adage, Agbo to ta the main.
No, this is not Agbo. This was the Agbo. Okay. Normally should be on Suya Sports. Okay. Normally. Okay. This kind of Agbo, the way it has, if it's working. All right. But this guy, I don't want to preempt. In as much as administration or the APC are still in charge, don't let me place a bet. Nothing gonna happen to him. Nothing. He will be, imagine, senator, except he's defeated at the post, because he will be facing, his greatest nemesis from that area, Senator Natasha Akpoti. Yeah. So, although I don't know Natasha's issue too. She has her own issues in that place, but that he will not emerge. When boys say they whine me, he has emerged. Forget it, and that's it. So, what do you tell young people that crime is not paying? That you should not steal? That when you're in public office, don't do anyhow. well, I will say don't do anyhow. But people can see through the shenanigans.
Exactly.
So if he has not appeared, it's because he know who are they? Who are the people that will screen him out? His pass is not from the kind of pass he's having is the kind that Modric gives, and maybe the superstars, Kevin De Bruyne kind of pass is the one that he has, and he knows where he's getting it. So it's not for these panels. They are his boys. Nothing will happen. On the papers we read earlier, how on his line the governor was with him during the APC primaries. Which screening are you talking about? Let's move to other things.
Well, let's move away from there. However, just as you said, actually, I saw an update that says he got it. However, you know, there was just a person. So I think this report was before the latest update that came.
And it was about the screening.
The screening thing. Well,
so it doesn't have to appear.
So when the boss decides not to show up, whatever happens,
is the quote and unquote, baggage lady boss. That's what it is.
Let's move away from that. Let's leave North Central. Let's go to other stories talking about let's go to the southeastern Nigeria as we get to see what some headers are actually doing to farmers in the southeastern part of the country. As you can see, a woman crying out and lamenting as regards how herdsmen cows get to affect their farms and destroy their crops and all that. We'll bring you the video and we'll return. We get to look at comments as regarding that.
The Fulani herdsmen chara nama patana onona enyuku oko benomoke enyuku autonomous community nle ha mere n'ọrụ mmadụ lenu the Fulani herdsmen ha batadala o Gabo Hokoba Faruku Ibe Enyuku Autonomous Community na Hunaya Kewa Matter no Chara no cha can the herdsmen chair Nama Hachipata Ta Leia Tau 18th of May 2026 Unule Nama Mene on Mad Tachao Katao Kotai Henile Matonocha Lenyuku Autonomous Community.
That's the video there, and you can hear the woman speaking there in the Igbo language talking about the issue of the herdsman cow, getting to destroy crops there. We've been shouting and clamoring there. The food is expensive and all that, and people who are trying to, get one or two things planted, headers are still bringing their cows and all that to still destroy these crops. And it's a lot of reactions from Nigerians coming through regarding that. Someone says, Chima on X says all this is happening because the southern politicians are all weak men. Okay, that's coming from Chima there coming through. Also we have Cyberbong saying on X, just look at what is going on in Nigeria today, and some fellow persons, calling them a terrible name there, will say we actually have a president in Nigeria. What is the point having a president that can't do jack for me, but wants to tax me? Terrible words, big words there. Well, he still has to say that you all are killers in political suits. Well, regardless of all that, let's move away from there. Let's look at other comments. We have Khalifa NG on X saying they know they talk sorry for our side. Last time they tried was the last time they ever tried. This particular community with camera is a disgrace to Igbo people. Okay, this one is saying that if he try him for his own side, they no go try him again. That's the last thing they go ever see. Femi, you can see that video there, how the cows just destroyed the entire crop. People are trying to find all means to survive, but it's more like Nigerians are doing themselves. I don't understand. Femi, your reaction quickly as regarding this video and comments from people as regarding talking about politicians in the southeast rather, being weak. That's an angle of somebody there, and somebody looking at it from the other side and saying that you are capturing it on camera. If they tried for their own side, they no go try them again. Your reaction?
I understand. That would be resorting to self-help, which could be dangerous. All right, but what will you have people do? Actually, somebody has gotten loans or savings to start a farm, and just some, funny individual will come with their cattle and eat it. They eat the farm up, and in some cases, if you try to protest, then it turns to trouble. And will you let it go? Either you're protesting or you're not protesting, you're in trouble, either financial trouble or trouble for the survival of your life. All right, this is a systemic failure. That is part of what we are saying. This is stressful to hear or hear these Southeast that 7 or 9 soldiers killed in Borno. This is happening here. And politicians are busy with their starch barbaric, are moving all over the place for ambitions. But, well, communities will find a way of helping themselves within the law. If the system will fail you, you just have to do something, actually. So I can't blame people. Somebody who said those who used to do that are known better not to try it in their place. Or whatever they did, maybe the other people will take a cue from them. But self-help is not always helping. There is a way there is orderliness. There is a way there is organogram in how society should be governed. Well, but when that has failed, then everybody turns on their survival mode, which could be anything.
It could be chaotic, definitely.
It could be anything. That's it. That person is in debt right there, and nobody is taking responsibility. And when there are situations that when you now go to meet these people, possibly you saw them or you kill their cattle, you don't buy market again. And because they feel there is this feeling on these killers that they feel they own the land, they can do anything, and the system supports them. It should not be. It's a systemic failure. But must we survive? Yes, we have to, by whatever means necessary, through the confines of the law. So politicians that are busy, you know what happens? There is that analogy that if evil is happening around you and it's taking on everybody and you're looking at the other side, by the time the evil has ravaged everything and everyone, evil is evil because it's evil.
Exactly.
So the remaining you that you think that's never been your business, you become the unje for the evil, and everybody is consumed and the civilization is wiped out, in the words of Donald Trump. It's a shame. It's a systemic failure, but people will do whatever they have to do to be alive.
People definitely have to do what they have to do to be alive, and it also boils down back to, the government to also do the needful in ensuring that there is tranquility and we don't go into a community of chaos. However, let's speak this last story, talking about this tradition of graduation where, you get to, especially, let me start with the aspect of higher institutions where you get to bring somebody out because he's graduating or she's graduating, you pour water on them, pour different stuffs on them. However, there's this video on another angle of a motor engineer who happens to, maybe just graduated, and after that, in the name of celebration, get to watch the video and see how he is celebrated, graduating as an author. I mean, you can see that there he was painted, I'll put it in that way, totally painted, oil, engine oil, everything was being poured on him. He was turned into the automobile, kind of a thing, and all sort of things were poured on him. And when I was watching that video, I could imagine, I was like, people do not value their health, especially for those who are doing that to him. And he has no option, things like that. People in situations like that, even if you run, they will push you after you. So all you can just do is just to stay there and allow them to do whatever they have to do. Terrible situation there. Before Femi gets to react and, air in his own opinion, let's get to look at some comments regarding that. I mean, we have from Tento Nick on X saying them suppose arrests in boss Oga and the rest of them. Which kind thing be this? Which kind of thing be this? What if this affected this boy, leads to body sickness or disease? Or more, to sabi walk, now walk. To learn and finish, now still war. You graduate, now still problem. Nigeria, I mean, it's really a whole lot, because that one self, way they do as he don't graduate like this, now walk on its own. And he has a lot of things to even clean that up from his body. Now big work. All right, let's look at another comment from Ernest Sophia saying, reason why men die young. 2 years after graduation, you'll start hearing sickness in capital letters. I mean, away from there, let's see the comments coming through on that from the matter with this graduate of an automobile, Roman, with a Roman at Roman Okpe 01 saying this habit really needs to be talked about, especially during birthday. The set of people that do this are the ones who have nothing to offer you. If you are still among people who do this to you during any celebration or more, you never start to. And really, that's in a real sense, it looks like the truth. They have nothing to give you. So all they can give you is to, you know, wet you, drench you, paint you, as you can see in this video. However, FM, your reaction, you could see the guy, maybe he's even if he's dark skinned, he was made darker and all painted. I mean, imagine pouring engine oil. When I was watching the video, I was like, little form of fire must not come around that area. He'll be caught up.
Well, it's oil, not petrol, actually.
Well, but aside that, there were other items that was, well,
it's oil, okay. Actually.
I said it's oil. I agree.
Black oil. All right, so it's not even that flammable. All right, so let me just try and run through this. It's a system in that place. It's a culture by what you have seen. And most likely, that guy has done it to some other seniors before.
Okay, so life is not my third.
You know, when people go around, there's some places that when you're having your birthday, people get to pour water on your body. In some places, I don't personally like it. Don't do that. I've never done it to anyone.
I don't do it to people.
In life, I've never. But that you might be unfortunate to find yourself in some place. On your birthday, people get to do silly things to you. Even maybe later in the day, they not get to celebrate you, take you out and all of those things. Personally, I don't. A day of birthday should be a day of soft life. Okay?
No, they say best, is it you know, what they used to say is it birthday or birthday?
It's birth. All right, so for this guy, he might not like it, but most likely he has been part of the people that has, you know, he's
part of a system.
He's a day for juniors to show, say, even the ones who get bad intention towards,
they go deal with you that day.
But then, is he okay? I'm not sure medically that's nice because that thing gets to get into some orifices of the body. Okay, and for somebody with breathing issues, that might be problematic. That might be a problem, really. It could trigger something, but it's what they are used to. Now, if that is going to be addressed, it will be addressed wholly, not because maybe, oh, is it good? And checking the comments, I think people are taking it too seriously. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. It's what they do there. Just like in some places and in some culture, even around here, I've seen some persons that are not from here, that when they give birth, all right, the moment they get to announce that, oh, we have given birth, or my wife has given birth, if he gets to his line, especially the Igbo people, let me mention, everybody in that line will put powder on their neck. It's a culture to show that if at the moment you go into that place, you will say, Talobimo, you say, Mama Ejima, this one. It's a culture. Everybody knows. And if you are in their line, it's expected that you put it, even if you don't like it. Now, if you choose to opt out, it's okay. So some things are just, do I like it? You'll be looking funny in a kind of way, but they are happy. If at the moment you see them start shouting congratulations, and everybody
it's
in the evening,
already.
In that place, they declare, I don't want to mention, they declare, in fact, they will not close on time. Everybody is happy. It's a culture. For this one, is it looking nice? No. But it's just whatever it is. If it's going to be addressed on health reasons, it will be addressed with the elders, not with that boy. He's not that boy that will say he doesn't want it. No, the elders decide. Maybe there are ways they can handle it moving forward, but it's a culture. The comments is not that deep, actually.
All right, Femi has said the comments is not that deep. However, it is what it is, regardless. However, on the health ground aspect, very important, and you know, things should be done with caution, and that sends a message. If you have done it for others, your time is coming to be done for you as well. So it is life, not turn by turn. However, this will be wrapping it up on the segment of Spring Trends here on our Morning Spring Western Spring Television. Catch up with us on our social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok at Western Spring Television, on our YouTube channel, Western Spring Television NG. I am Olufemi Alebe. We're going this break when we return to be on the other side with Femi to continue the conversation. Stay with us.